One of the reasons why Profit First works really well to make businesses profitable is called Parkinson's Law. So, Parkinson's Law says that the more you have, the more you consume. And I love the example in the Profit First book that talks about toothpaste. Fat versus skinny. When you're brushing your teeth in the morning or the evening, and you've got the super last bit of toothpaste left, you make it last. You truly do. In your weeks where you've got your full toothpaste, it doesn't matter how much you're putting on your brush. Makes a big foamy mess and you spit it all out and it's fine. Or you put some on your toothpaste and you stick it under the sink and the water just spits it all off. So you go, no worries, I've got plenty, I'll just put some more on. The more you use of your toothpaste, the less there is, and the more you start getting frugal with it, right? You might put a little dollop less when you're about 3/4 full. And then right at the end, when that's skinny as, you start going, I can just squeeze a little bit more out. So you're taking the tube end off and you're pressing it as much as you can. And if you can get that tiny little dollop out, you do. Some people cut the ends off and get the toothbrush in to try and get it sorted. What we want you to do with your operating expenses account is pretend it's an empty tube of toothpaste. You want to squeeze every dollar you can out of that operating expenses account to make your business run as efficiently as you can. The more money you have, the more money you spend. The more toothpaste you have, the more toothpaste you use. So by splitting your money into different bank accounts and creating a spot where your operating expenses are less than what you would see if you had all of your money in your one bank account, means that you're then thinking, do I need to spend this money? Can I do a better deal? Is there a way that I can do this thing without spending so much money? So we find that businesses who have smaller amounts of money are more flexible, are more intuitive, and are more innovative and able to come up with things that they would never have come up with if they had a full bank account full of money. You just pay for it, right? Versus, let's see what we can do with this $20. So looking at Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law said that the more we have, the more we consume. And this is true for toothpaste. It's true for money. It's also true for your time. If you can spend 10 hours doing a job, if you have 10 hours allocated for it, then you'll probably spend 10 hours doing a job. But if you had 2 hours to do the same job, would it still be done at the same time? Would it take 10 hours to do a 2-hour job? Probably not, if you only had 2 hours to do it. You'd buckle in, you'd get it done. Those assignments done at the last minute when you're handing them in, they feel so good. Versus, I've spent all day on this and it's fluffy and it's lovely and it's wonderful and it's done. Yeah, it feels good, but hey, when you've smashed it out in 2 hours instead of 10, it feels super good. So we want you to get that same, oh yeah, feeling from your operating expenses account. So all of those things that we would normally spend with your operating expenses accounts will come in a later video. But what we want you to do is think about how critical you can be of your expenses if you only have a small amount of money in that bank account. If you only have a limited budget, what would you ditch? What would you get rid of? What would you negotiate down a little bit because you still need it but not at that extent? And what are those things that you do actually need to spend money on? Can you get a better deal for them? So that's the purpose for having one bank account for all of your other expenses to come out of is we want Parkinson's law to kick in. We want you to be innovative and spend less money so that you can have more money for profits later on. I can't wait to hear how this impacts your business, and I can't wait to see the transformation of profit first in your business.